Okay? I would say some. This is the mineral that is salty.
I wonder what my dog's
Why is it salty? Because it's table salt.
I got a baby.
Okay? So one of the special properties of minerals, gentlemen, it's your last warning. One of the special properties of minerals is that halite is salt. You can taste it. Now please don't ever taste the minerals, okay? In fact, while we're doing minerals in here, you shouldn't be eating any food because you don't want to get powdered dust of whatever into your food, okay? Wait till after class. But you should know, you should be writing down in your notes that halite, table salt, sodium chloride, is salt. Okay, write that down. So if I asked you on the test, hey, what do we use halite for? You would say, hey, table salt. Okay? So you got to know that. Okay? That's pretty simple, right? Okay, I'll take a shirt.
Yes, sir.
How do they make it table salt? Do they just crush it?
Yeah.
So, we're just eating halite, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tastes really good on French fries.
It does.
Okay. Here's another special characteristic. I actually have some nice samples of this. I only have 2 really good samples though. To start with, here, can you guys see the paper clip?
Yeah.
Okay? Paper clip's not falling off. Not falling off. Not taped here. I'll even take it off and put it back on.
That's
Okay? This is commonly referred to as lodestone or magnetite. Lodestone. Okay? Vikings used this for compasses. So magnetite can be used, magnets, compasses, things of that nature. So if I asked you on the test, hey, what do we use magnetite for? You would say
Magnets.
magnets, compasses, stuff like that. So go ahead and pass these around. You'll notice that magnetite is kind of hefty. It's very dense.
Is it the magnetic force stronger the bigger it is, or the bigger the mass?
The bigger the sample, the bigger the magnetic force. Yeah. Okay? That's magnetite. Okay? That's pretty simple. That's the only one I know of that is magnetic by itself. Okay? Just pass it table to table. Okay. That's the end of the properties and the special properties and all that. Okay? This is going to start types of minerals. Okay? Categories of minerals. Okay? Now, the silicate category, what you need to know about the silicates. 90% of all minerals are silicates. There's over 3,000 minerals that we know of. 90% of them are silicates. Silicates form these nice tetrahedra. Okay? Or a crystal shape that looks like this three-sided pyramid. Okay. Now, these three-sided pyramids can either be by themselves, they can be in sheets, they can be in chains, they can be in a three-dimensional structure. I'm not going to ask you what kind of structure are they in, but you should know that silicates are made of these silica tetrahedra. Okay? Yes, sir.
So I should put 90% of the Earth's crust is silica.
Yeah, 90% of the Earth's crust is made of not silica, but a silicate. Silicate. It's a type of mineral, a type of rock. Okay? Silicates. What is 90% of the Earth's crust made of?
Silicate.
Silicates. These are the common rock-forming minerals. So have you guys ever heard of granite?
No.
Granite is a silicate. Have you heard of basalt?
No.
I heard of salt.
Black sand at Hawaii. Have you heard of that?
No.
Silicate. It's basalt. You guys remember this sample of mica that I handed around? It's mica. It's a sheet-forming silicate. Mica.
Okay, wait, where are you
The tetrahedra, and the tetrahedron, I believe it's oxygen surrounded by silicates.
What's your twin sister?
Silica. Remember that sample that we were testing to see what its hardness was, that little pink sample? It's called feldspar. Silicate. Most of the minerals you see are silicates. Okay? Here are some examples of major rock-forming silicates. Okay, I'll write it out. The one that looks like pink hexagonal crystals. Anyone know what this is called?
Quartz.
It's quartz. Alright? Okay, quartz. This stuff here, it says plagioclase. It might be hard to see. This is feldspar. Okay, feldspar, quartz, mica. These are the major components of granite. Those three right there. This, I believe, is olivine. Olivine is a major component of mafic rocks or basalt.
It's crazy.
Okay, so these are all silicates. These are all major rock-forming minerals. These are like some of the major minerals that you'll see all the time in the Earth's crust. Okay? So you should have this, at least this list written down, some major rock-forming minerals. Okay? This is quartz.
I wonder if
This is feldspar, olivine, and mica. There's a couple different types of mica. Muscovite mica, feld, F-E-L-D, spar, S-P-A-R.
I mean, looking at me.
you know it's sweet.
Nah, I want some taco.
Okay. What was the first category of rocks that has 90% of all the rocks? Silicates. Okay, good.
Can you
Now.
do that while they make it?
Yeah, they're all good.
Minerals and rocks can be divided into silicate and non-silicate. Okay? Silicate and non-silicate. The non-silicates have different categories broken down in them. You just have silicates and then non-silicates.
So non-silicates react with acids.
No. Carbonates react with acids. Carbonates is one of a few non-silicates. Okay? So carbonates react with acids. That is correct because why do they react with acids, Donnell? What do they have in them?
Carbon.
What?
Not carbon, but carbon
It's like,
8. They have carbon 8. If you guys take the best soda in the world, Mountain Dew, and start shaking it up on a warm day with a warm soda and then hand it to someone, they think it's not been shook up, what happens?
It explodes in your face.
It goes all over them. Okay? What is causing that explosion to happen?
Carbon dioxide.
The carbon dioxide escaping from the water because the water has been carbonated. These rocks are carbonated. They have a solid form of
simmer down.
carbon dioxide in them. Okay? They're carbonate rocks.
He said it-
So if you add acid to these rocks, it starts to fizz the same way a soda fizzes if you let it explode. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? It's the same stuff in a completely different form, but really it's the same stuff. Carbonates. That carbon dioxide or carbonate and CO3.
Wow.
Now, what do you need to know? Well, you should know that carbonate rocks are made of calcite. Remember this mineral calcite, the double refraction, the double vision? Calcite makes up the rock called limestone.
That's yellow part.
That's why I wrote it down. Limestone, if you crush it into little tiny bits in powder, add some water and some pebbles, mix it together,
Concrete, right?
concrete. Okay. I'm giving you a second to write it down.
Do you use that mineral for anything else than concrete?
What was that?
Can we use that for anything else than concrete?
Concrete, mortar, cement. It's a great cementing agent.
But like, if you can see doubles, can't you use that for something like coal? I don't know.
That's pure calcite. I guess pure form.
I guess I'm expecting too much out of it. I don't know.
Donna?
You said carbonates make calcite?
Carbonates are made of calcite, right? It's calcite is the mineral. They're full of carbonate in the CO3, okay? But if you break down calcite, you can make concrete.
Almost at church.
Write that down? Okay? Did you guys write that down? If you break down calcite, you get,
Limestone.
you can make concrete. Limestone is made of calcite. Alright,
I was at church the other day, and God was teaching you mad hard.
calcite is a carbonate.
Okay.
It's a carbonate mineral.
What's going on?
Okay, what's the first category that we had? Silicates. And what's so cool about silicates?
Sounds like
Yeah,
silicate.
common. 90% of rocks. Good job. Good job. Okay, what's the next category? Non-silicates. The non-silicates break down into the first one being carbonates. They react with acid. You can make concrete from them. Okay?
Alright.
Let's go to the next one. Okay, silicates. Silicates versus non-silicates. Non-silicates you have... Stop, guys. Stop talking. Stop. Non-silicates you have carbonates. And now here's the next one. You have oxides. Okay? It contains oxygen or the hydroxide. Okay?
I'm not touching it. I'm sorry. That was complete accident.
Done?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. Oxides contain oxidized material. Okay. This is something that will come up again. Bauxite, B-A-U-X-I-T-E. Bauxite is aluminum ore. Aluminum ore. What is an ore?
It's like it's a mix of rock, right?
Something that can be mined for profit.
Yeah.
Okay? What do we get out of bauxite?
Aluminum.
Aluminum. Okay? It's much easier to get aluminum from recycled Coke cans than it is to get it from bauxite. It takes a lot of energy to break this down, but this is aluminum ore. It's an oxide. It's a non-silicate. You guys have that?
Yeah.
Good. Next.
Oh.
Okay. Categories of minerals. You have silicates and non-silicates. Silicates are 90%. Non-silicates, what's the first one? Carbonates, which give you concrete, right? They're made of that calcite. Then you have the oxides, which are made of those oxidized things. For example, bauxite, which you get, what do you get from bauxite? Aluminum. And then you have the sulfates and the sulfides. Okay?
Wow, you big.
Here we go. What is this really shiny, nice looking silvery rock that was really heavy? It's metallic, yeah. This is called galena. Okay, this is galena.
I'm gonna name him Tiger, but in a different way. I was talking about that.
Yeah. If you heat up galena or get it to start reacting, it's going to stink like rotten eggs. Yeah, it was right.
Is that this?
Why, that is magnetite, that's different.
Oh.
Galena were these big chunks. Okay, similar density, like magnetite also has a real hefty specific gravity, so does this. But galena is made with lead and sulfur.
Wow.
Remember how I said that pyrite, we get gunpowder from pyrite because this is iron and sulfur? Lead and sulfur. Pyrite, galena, they're all in this category of the sulfates and the sulfides. They have that SO4 or just straight sulfur. Yeah.
How do you make thermite?
I do not know. And I would not tell you if I knew.
Oh, good one. Thermite's like this thing that burns to anything.
Okay. What is if I said what is pyrite used to make, you would say? Gunpowder, matches, things along that line. Yeah, say it. Gunpowder smells very distinctively sulfury, but there's more than just sulfur to gunpowder. There's other things involved in gunpowder as well. Okay. Okay. You have Silicates versus non-silicates. Silicates, 90%, you got the silicate tetrahedra. Non-silicates, you have the carbonates, which are made of
Lime.
carbonation, like carbonated rocks. The limestone, the calcite, the dolostone, those things that break down with acid and water. Then you get to, number 2 is the oxides, okay, that contain the oxygen and hydroxide. Bauxite is aluminum ore. Then we get to the sulfates and sulfides, okay. This is pyrite and galena. This is gypsum. Gypsum is in that sulfide category. Guys, you need to stop talking and pay attention.
Is that number 4 right all this?
Yes.
No, I'll tell you what's right. Okay.
Is that number 4 for non?
No, this is in the same category as sulfates and sulfides. Okay? This is a sulfate. You guys have heard of gypsum before. How do I know you've heard of gypsum? Has anyone accidentally put a hole in drywall?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay? Or you get drywall, that drywall powder gets everywhere.
Oh, I know.
Okay?
Sucks.
Gypsum is number 2 on most scale of hardness. It's very soft. It is used to make drywall. Gypsum is a sulfate. But what's cool about gypsum, is that it's an evaporite mineral, which means it didn't come from a lava, it came from water. It's hydrate. Hydrate sounds a lot like hydration. Hydration is when you need to drink more water. So this hydrate, this water mineral, occurs when water evaporates slowly and you get these nice mineral chunks of gypsum. Gypsum. Okay? It crystallizes out of water. So what happens if you put this chunk of gypsum in water and give it enough time?
It crystallizes.
If you put it in water, it's going to dissolve. It's going to melt.
I just said that.
Right? I'm sure you did. I was focusing on something else. Okay?
Yeah, I am.
Now what would happen if you took this gypsum, put it in water, let it to completely dissolve? Now that water is going to be full of gypsum, dissolved gypsum, like salt water is dissolved salt. You're going to have this dissolved gypsum. What if I let that water sit out in the sun for a few days? What's going to happen?
It's gonna get hard.
It's gonna be big crystal rocks.
It's going to what?
Big crystal rocks.
You're going to get crystals because that water is going to evaporate, and when the water goes away, that gypsum is left over, and we get more gypsum. Where do you see this? Have you guys ever heard of the salt flats?
No.
Wait,
The
where can I
Bonneville
find a gypsum
salt
rock?
flats?
Looks like a mirror.
Underground.
I think I.
Where you get these big lakes that are really, really
Thin.
thin, and all the water evaporates, it leaves behind stuff. That's where you get a lot of gypsum. You guys have, anyone here have a cell phone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who doesn't?
I do.
Lithium-ion batteries, have you heard of lithium?
That's your battery.
Yeah.
Lithium comes from salt flats down in South America, where they just are collecting the lithium salt. It's an evaporite type of a thing. Same kind of concept. Okay? Drywall is made from gypsum. So, common use for gypsum is
Drywall!
and the next
Is this
category.
drywall right here?
No, that is concrete.
Concrete?
It's cinder block and mortar.
Oh.
So the mortar would be made with calcite.
What about the
Can you go
ceiling?
back?
My name
What's
is
our
Tiggy.
test?
I'm not sure what the ceilings are made
Should
of.
be court.
No, I think it's next class. This is the back one? Yeah.
No, it's hardwall.
Okay. So if I asked you on the test,
Moscow smells like
what is drywall made of? You would say?
Gypsum. Sulfate.
What if I said, what is
salt.
what is concrete made of? Thank you.
Limestone.
Limestone, which has what mineral?
Calcite.
Calcite. What if I said, what do I get drinking glasses from?
Quartz.
Quartz.
Sand.
Quartz.
Quartz.
How about matches?
You get it from the.
The thing for gunpowder also.
Yeah.
Matches and gunpowder give us come from what?
Salt.
Pyrite.
Pyrite.
Yeah.
What if I said, what is electrical insulation?
Rubber.
Wait, what?
Electrical insulation. Where do I get electrical insulation from?
Radiation.
Mica. Write that down. Electrical insulation we get from mica.
has that written down somewhere.
Okay,
That's like saying
Dominique, you done? Okay. Okay, two categories of minerals. Silicates, non-silicates. Silicates, the tetrahedra, 90%. The major rock-forming minerals, quartz, feldspar, mica, olivines, things of that nature. Then you have the non-silicate category, then you have carbonates, and then you have carbonates, and then you
on
have
my phone.
Where do you oh, oxide,
oxides, then you have
sulfates, and
sulfates and the sulfates, and then you have halides. The halides, the halides. What does halide sound a lot like? What mineral sounds like that? Halite. H-A-L-I-T-E. Halite. What is halite? It's table salt.
Do we need to know halide's chemical composition?
You should.
Did you get my
Will it be on
phone?
the
What is
test?
that at?
It might be.
They,
Yeah. I believe the test is next class.
why?
What?
I don't have a lot of time to do minerals. I want to spend way more time doing rocks. So I have five class blocks associated to rocks, but I only have like 2.5, 3 associated to minerals. So,
Is that iodine?
So basically, we can expect the test in next class.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
That's iodine and not rhodine, right?
Like, I
Yeah, it's iodine.
Like, every class we have a testing quiz.
Chlorine, bromine, fluorine, iodine. What are these called in chemistry?
I don't know.
minerals,
Sugar.
elements.
Sugar?
They're called halogens.
That's what they are.
Okay. These are
That's in French.
Christian.
I used to bathroom.
Go. You're in the hallway now, man.
So you're saying I can use it?
No. Use the hallway. Halides are made from when the halogens and the I'm not a chemist. Okay, the other side of the calcium is on one side of the periodic table, and the chlorides and the chlorines are on the other side of the table, or sodium's on one side of the periodic table, chlorine's on the other. Sodium has an extra electron, and chlorine is missing an electron. They're very reactive. Like if you took pure sodium and threw it into water, it'll explode violently.
Yeah,
Watch Mythbusters, they do it for fun.
it's fun.
Okay? But if you get sodium and you add it to chloride, you get salt. If you add calcium to chloride, you get calcium chloride as a form of a salt. Okay? Potassium bromates, potassium chlorides, and you get any of these mixtures of one side of the table with the other, you get these halides, these salts, these different kind of salt. Not all the salt they put on the road in the winter is table salt. Okay?
We can't eat that.
Yeah, you don't want to eat the road that they put on the road in the winter.
Why not?
It's not table salt.
It's just salt.
You said it's not edible.
Yeah, it means it's not edible. Okay,
Eat it.
and what is halite used for?
Salt.
Table salt. Halite. H-A-L-I-T-E.
No, but it's light, it's all right.
Halite is the mineral. Halide is the category of minerals that are salts.
And that's what I mean, like, so like halide is also a non-silicate?
Yeah, halite would fall in this category. Halite is a halide.
But halide is not
Do
a
they name halides after
How?
halides?
All squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares.
Hey!
Okay?
I would like to.
Okay. You have silicates, you have non-silicates. You have non-silicates, you have carbonates,
You have
oxides, sulfates, sulfides. Then you have, what's number 4, what we just talked about?
Halides.
The halides. And now we have the last one,
native elements.
native elements.
That's like fossils, right?
Okay? Native elements are elements that do not need to exist in a medium.
No folic acid.
Okay,
So dumb it down for me.
I just found a nugget of gold.
Are those animals?
It's pure gold. It's gold by itself. Alright? It's not sodium gold.
It's not
It's just gold.
It's not ore.
It's not silver sulfate, it's just silver. It's not copper whatever, it's just copper. It's platinum, it's copper, it's gold, it's silver. These are native elements. They have a specific chemical composition. Gold. Gold is gold. Okay? Pyrite is an iron sulfide. Galena is a lead sulfide. Gold is gold. This is an example of silver. Okay? Just only one element. So, copper, gold, silver, platinum, graphite, diamond. Right? They're all just by themselves.
Word.
Okay?
Why is